Hello beautiful people, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Shama, and as you can tell by the title of this video, today we're discussing the stages or phases of Locs. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So the first stage or phase is the starter slash baby stage. Now I lumped those two together because technically there ain't much difference between the starter and the baby phase to keep them separate, so I decided to combine put them in the first stage. But obviously with the starter stage, you're starting your locks, you're trying to figure out the type of locks that you want, whether it's micro, traditional, whatever it is. You're trying to make a determination as to that. You're establishing your parting system, your sizing, all of that stuff is being established in the starter phase, right? So then you've figured all of that stuff out, how you want your locks installed, the type of locks you want, the sizing, the parts, all of that stuff. And now you've moved on to the baby stage. And that entire phase between the starter and the baby stage could go from anywhere, 0 of course with the starter phase, up to let's say 6 months, with the baby stage starting probably about 3 to 6 months, right? So within that stage now, your locks are installed, your hair is doing its thing, and now your hair is forming. It's forming the lock. You might have a little bit of difficulty determining how frequently you should wash your hair and all of that stuff, because at that stage unraveling of the locks is a concern. That's why a lot of people do recommend that during the baby stage you either braid or band your hair when you're going to wash it, because then it keeps your locks together and prevents unraveling, right? So of course during that time your hair is growing. Of course, again, it depends on the rate of growth for your hair and your hair type. Those factors will definitely influence how quickly your hair grows or how quickly it gets to the baby stage. But that's what you're dealing with from the starter stage and the baby stage. You're dealing with the installation of the locks, and then your hair, starting to take form with the lock, and possibly unraveling with washing and all that stuff. Okay, so now you're past stage 1, which is the starter and the baby stage, and you're moving on to stage 2, which is the budding slash sprouting stage. And that stage, I'm gonna say, could start anywhere from 3 months up to 12 months, because again, it depends on your hair type and your growth rate, your hair growth rate. Those are going to influence how quickly you get to the budding slash sprouting stage. But in the budding slash sprouting stage, you're dealing with fuzziness, you're dealing with frizz, you're dealing with your hair becoming a bit fluffy or swollen, hence the budding. That's what is happening. And during this phase is when you're going to start implementing a retwisting routine, right? Because you've experienced new growth. You're probably 6 months in at this point. You've experienced some growth, I would imagine. So at that point, you're going to implement a retwisting routine, which is going to help maintain your parts and maintain the locks within that time frame. Okay, so now you're in the budding slash sprouting change. You got your twisting routine down. You're maintaining your parts, your sizing. You feel like you got it going on, right? You're on a good routine. And then you get to stage number 3, which is the teen stage, or what a lot of people like to call the ugly stage. And that stage is probably gonna come maybe from the 6-month mark up to maybe 18 months, I would say. And the reason why it's called the teen slash ugly stage is because, let me tell you, your locks, they're rebellious at this point, just like teenagers, right? They are rebellious. They want to do their own thing. They're at different lengths. And at that point, you're probably feeling like, what the heck is going on with the length of my hair? My hair is not growing. I'm experiencing shrinkage when I should be experiencing length. You're going to experience all of that during the teen stage. At that point too, it's also very difficult to style because, again, of the awkward length. Your hair is not too long, it's not too short. So at that point you can't really put it up in a ponytail or anything, you can barely gather it. You know, it makes styling difficult. However, during this time, during this stage, you may want to consider implementing some type of hairstyle that's going to help you control the locks, right? Because at that point too, it's possible that it would still be double in size from the budding stage. So during this time period, you want to implement styles that's going to help you control the size and possibly reduce the swelling that you had experienced from the budding stage. So now time has passed. You're probably at 18 months, maybe a little short, maybe a little more. And guess what? You've graduated to the mature adult stage, stage 4. And in the adult or mature stage, your locks have become fully matured, or for the most part matured. Your ends are becoming more sealed, if not fully sealed. Most of your ends should be sealed, and you should be experiencing very minimal frizz at this point. And you will also see that your locks will have taken shape, they would have taken form, and most importantly, you're gonna notice that length. Yeah. Remember in the teen stage, we said you might experience shrinkage and might think your hair is not growing. Well, that's why they say document the journey, right? Take pictures along the way, because when you're in teen stage and you feel like your hair ain't growing, and then you hit the adult mature stage and then you realize, oh snap, I got me some length to my hair. Like, where did this length come from? Document your journey. So all these pictures will be able to show you that even when you thought you were not having length, your hair was growing. So congratulations, you're in the mature stage. Your hair is blossoming. It's scrumptious. It's scrumptious, okay? Scrumptious and delicious. It's budding, not budding, but it's growing, it's thriving, it's looking mature, it's looking healthy. You have your moisturizing routine going on, your routine for retwisting established, and all there's left to do is just let it thrive. Let it thrive, baby, let it thrive. So I hope you understand the different stages that your locks are going to go through if you're looking to install them, or if you recently installed them. Those are the stages you can expect to go through. And all these different phases that I talked about, you will experience them regardless of how you started your locks, whether you started with comb coils, extensions, braid, twist, interlocks. All those types of lock installations, you're going to experience those phases. It just depends on how quickly you're going to experience it, depending on the type of lock installation method you chose, but you will experience it. I don't think there's any getting past it. Okay, drop a comment down below. Let me know if you have locks, what stage you're probably in right now. You know, we're all here to celebrate each other no matter what stage you're in. Okay, so drop a comment down below. Let me know what stage you're in. And guess what? I'll see you guys next time. But until then, remember to stay blessed and live life unapologetically.